So last week we did a video on the 7 things that I love about my 2024 Road Glide, and somebody said, well, what don't you like about the Road Glide? So I'm going to give you the 5 things that I don't like so much about this 2024 Road Glide. Let's take it for a rip. So I remember when I test rode this thing at the dealership, and I'm like, that is one of the best looking bikes that I think I have seen. Even though I would never thought I'd get a white bike. Really cool, slick windshield. Just beautiful. So I took it for a test ride. Got it out on the highway. Going around, I don't know, 70, 75 miles an hour. And I thought my big old boat was going to blow off of the back of the motorcycle. Now, I like wind because that's what we do. We ride in the wind. But it had a 9-inch stock windshield on it. And it provided basically zero protection. And I do mean zero. It looked really cool. But, yeah, no. It wasn't going to work at all. I remember coming back in, talking to the owner of the dealer, and she said, how do you like it? And I said, I almost blew off the back of it. She goes, the windshield? I'm like, yeah, the windshield. She's like, don't worry. We'll pull that out. We'll replace it. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. All right, the second thing is, and I never thought it would be that big of a deal. I had, if you haven't followed the channel, or you're new, welcome, by the way. I had a 21 Road Glide Limited. Built that bike just how I liked it. Thought I would never get rid of it until I rode the new 24s. And there's a couple differences, totally my fault, about that bike and then, of course, this bike. And one of them is this bike doesn't have any lowers, as you can see. No lowers. And I'm like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Well, I'll tell you what, as it gets a little colder, yeah, it does matter a little bit, and I've definitely taken a couple shots to the shins with some rocks, where I really wish I did have lowers, but this bike does not have any lowers, so you really don't have that protection down there. But you know what? That's on me. The third thing that I am not a huge fan of on this bike is it doesn't come with heated grips. Now, again, I knew that when I bought it. My other bike did have heated grips on it. I'm like, I don't ride that much in the winter. I got gloves. And I know, they're not full-fingered. I have some full-fingered gloves that I ride with as well. And it does matter. There's no doubt the heated grips are pretty nice. I can go ahead and get them thrown on. But there's many days in last year when it got towards the fall and the end of the riding season that I'm like, oh man, where are my heated grips? Where are my heated grips? So a lot of times I wish the bike had heated grips, and I'll probably add them. But you know, when you think about it, the heated grips and the lowers, that's on me. Number 4, if you were going to do any two-up or long touring, I will tell you, first of all, that the saddlebags are nice. They have a lot of room in them. But for some reason, I can't get my crap together when it comes to going on trips and taking only the necessities. I always overpack crap. I think about, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stop doing it. And I do it again. And if you have your bride on there, and then there's even more stuff. And for that reason, as well as I wanted a place to put some additional gear, I put a chopped tour pack on this bike. I did get it from Harley Davidson. It was matching. And again, at the end of the day, it was not the bike's fault. That was my call. Number 5, and last but not least, is if you own a Harley Davidson motorcycle, especially a touring motorcycle, you know that the radio, how do I say this? Well, it sucks. It pretty much sucks. If you are doing, I'm doing 65-ish right now, it may not be too bad, but if you're out really touring on the radio, and don't get me wrong, the radio and the infotainment systems and the speaker in this bike are better. Better always isn't great. Now, I happen to be one of those guys that listens to music when I ride, except when I'm in my big truck. Look at that truck. Focus, BoDean, focus. Okay, we're on the bike, I know, I have issues. What can I say? I will tell you that it is just not very good. And, oh, man. Do they wait for me to find a video to come out and ride? Okay, I guess they're doing speed limit. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I will tell you what, I can listen to the radio right now, but if I was passing this guy and going a little faster, I would not be able to. I will tell you, based on the windscreen that you have, that will definitely help you some, but at the end of the day, it's not so good. Nope, not so good. So those are the 5 things that I do not like about this motorcycle. And ultimately, those are things that could be changed, or I knew when I bought it. So ultimately, that is on me. And I'll tell you what, it was a stretch to find these 4 or 5 things, because I just absolutely love this motorcycle a whole lot more than I love this traffic. Y'all be safe. Make sure to lecture me on my passing and speed, and I'll make sure to give you a comment back. Definitely appreciate you taking time out of your day. You all be safe out there. Check in a friend, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, folks.
By my side, we'll take Harley for a ride. I love you all like I love Michigan.